Do you know how to add and subtract radicals? To add and subtract radicals, there's a rule that you have to follow. To add and subtract radicals, the radicals must have the same root. For example, if you have 2 square root of 3 plus 3 square root of 3, these radicals have the same root, and so you can add them. You can add these radical expressions because these are considered like terms. Write this down in your notebook. Be sure to include the example. Now let's look at adding two radicals. 3 square root of 3 plus 4 square root of 3. Now the square roots of 3 are the same. These are our like terms. So you can actually bring that part right over into the solution. Now we add the number part of the radicals together. 3 plus 4 is 7. This is our answer. Let's look at another one. 4 cube root of 9 plus 8 cube root of 9. These are both like terms, so we can bring that again over into our solution. Now we add the number parts of the expression. 4 plus 8 is 12. Here is our final answer. What if we want to add two radicals that are not like terms? We have 3 square root of 20 plus 6 square root of 5. Well, the first thing we have to do is we have to break down the square root of 20. And we're hoping that when we break it down, one of our answers is going to end up being the square root of 5. So let's break down the square root of 20 first. We can say that the square root of 20 breaks down to the square root of 4 times the square root of 5. The square root of 4 is 2, so the square root of 20 becomes 2 square roots of 5. Now we're going to need to substitute this back into this part of the expression. Let's write it out including that. We have 3 times 2 square root of 5 plus 6 square root of 5. Let's do this part first. 3 times 2 is 6, bring down the square root of 5, plus 6 square root of 5. Now the square root of 5 is common in both, so we can bring that into the solution. 6 plus 6 is 12. Our answer is 12 square root of 5. So remember, when you have terms that are not alike, you might need to break down one of the radicals in order to simplify and then add like terms. This is also going to work with subtraction. Let's look at an example. If I had 14 square root of 3 minus 4 square root of 12. Right away you can see that these are not alike. So let's break down the larger of the two. Let's break down square root of 12. That can break down into square root of 4 times the square root of 3. Square root of 4 is 2 square roots of 3. Now we can substitute this back in to the expression for the square root of 12. So we have 14 square root of 3 minus 4 times 2 square root of 3. 14 square root of 3 minus 4 times 2, which is 8 square root of 3. Now we have our problem in like terms and we can subtract. The square root of 3 is the same in both. We bring that into our solution. 14 minus 8 is 6, so our answer is 6 square root of 3.